starting with you, Rahul Verma, what's your sense that you got? Is this some of the scars of the elections creeping into Parliament? This was a bitterly polarized campaign, and this was a face-off between the two main contenders in a way. Rahul Gandhi attacked the Prime Minister yesterday. Today it was the Prime Minister's turn to hit back. It's very personal.
Thank you, Rajdeep. I think first I agree with you, because it was motion of thanks on the president's address. I would have liked the prime ministers to speak on certain issues which nation cares about. The speech largely became an attack on the opposition, Congress party and Rahul Gandhi. Now the question is, why is this happening? And this is not basically a scar of the 2024 election campaign. This has been happening for now 10 years, and it is going to get worse. What is happening in our political system that two parties are not treating each other as political rivals or say ideological rivals. Both of them have now gone to the extent of using all kinds of innuendo and language to delegitimize each other. And so what we are basically seeing is delegitimization of the politics of BJP by the Congress, and same Prime Minister is doing by directly attacking the Congress party, Rahul Gandhi going to the past, calling, referring to the corruption scandals that has happened in the past. So in some ways, this, like last time when I spoke to you, I said, knives are now out, and you are going to see this fight both in the parliament as well as on the street. The speeches by Prime Minister as well as Rahul Gandhi basically displaced. Now the gloves are off. No parliamentary niceties should be expected from here on.
Let me therefore look at one of those face-offs and then get you in, Nilanjan and Ratan Sarda. The Prime Minister and Rahul Gandhi, over this charge that the Prime Minister made that the Congress is a party of parasites, and you had Rahul Gandhi virtually suggesting that the BJP is a party that has allowed Hinduism to turn into a violent, hateful religion. Listen into both.
There was a systematic, full-scale assault on the idea of India, on the Constitution, and also on millions and millions of people who resisted the ideas being proposed by the BJP, who resisted the attack on the Constitution. Many of us personally were attacked. In fact, some of our leaders are still in jail. One of our leaders has just recently been released. Another one is still in jail. And not only the opposition, but anybody who resisted the idea of concentration of power, of concentration of wealth, of aggression on the poor, of aggression on Dalits, minorities, tribals, was crushed.
2024 से एक परजीवी कांग्रेस पार्टी के रूप से जानी जाएगी। 2024 से जो कांग्रेस है वो परजीवी कांग्रेस है, और परजीवी वो होता है जो जिस शरीर पर उस शरीर के साथ रहता है, ये परजीवी उसी को ही खाता है। कांग्रेस भी जिस पार्टी के साथ गठबंधन करती है उसी के वोट खा जाती है और अपनी सहयोगी पार्टी की कीमत पर वो फलती फूलती है।
You know, Nilanjan, you're hearing this very personalized debate, Prime Minister and Rahul Gandhi. The Congress seems to suggest Modi is a dictator, and Modi seems to suggest Rahul Gandhi is a dunce. This country, some would say, is caught between a dictator and a dunce, if the two sides are to be believed. How worrying is that?
No, I think, we have to understand that just because that there was a debate starting yesterday and today, does not mean that there has been any great friendship between the Congress and the BJP. Last week, when on Friday there were repeated adjournments and the debate could not be initiated, after that there appeared to be some kind of an understanding between the Congress and the BJP and the government actually, that let's get the debate underway. So that is why it started on Monday. I think what really set the tone of the kind of reaction which the opposition gave today was the decision of the speaker to expunge certain parts of Rahul Gandhi's speech. That was something which actually was uncalled for. You are actually trying to build a new relationship. What the government needs to do is that you need to allow criticism to go on, and I do not think that there was really anything in Rahul Gandhi's speech which was unparliamentary, which needed to be expunged. There can be a political debate over it. What happens is, because it gets expunged, obviously the opposition wants to create something. Now, quite clearly, when Mr. Modi got up, he was not prepared for the kind of a strategy which the opposition had in mind. The problem with Mr. Modi is, that one is that, his optics is more important than the content. So the optics got ruined by the opposition, which, he was unprepared for. Now, it is almost a month, in another 2 days it will be the 4th of July, 1 month since the 4th of June. For the last 10 years, Mr. Modi and the BJP has actually used the power of numbers. It is time for them to understand the absence of numbers. The power of 32 is actually haunting Mr. Modi, which he does not want to face. He continues to be in denial mode. That is why the entire speech did not really touch upon issues, but really was a targeted attack on Rahul Gandhi.
So you're saying in a way,
2014, that what was happening during the UPA government.
Sure, you're saying in a way the BJP has not recovered, you believe, from what happened on June 4th. There will be, of course, those who will say even the Congress is acting as if it's got 272. Nilanjan, is the Congress also acting as if it's got 272?
No, the Congress will obviously act because it has done much better. It has practically doubled the seats which it had last time. So obviously, anybody who's there in Congress, even if the BJP had been in the Congress position, they would have been extremely jubilant, But the fact is that the NDA allies, barring Chirag Paswan yesterday, did not come out with any statement standing with the BJP. What is happening is that Mr. Modi and the BJP is alone on 240. The UPA also has some kind of a, not the UPA, the India alliance also has something very close to it, 234 that they say that the opposition has. So the problem is that there is actually a shortfall. Now, if there is a shortfall, there has to be a better working relationship which the government has to work for.
Okay.
It is the responsibility of the government to ensure that the house works.
Okay, I take your point.
As far as rowdyism and heckling is concerned,
yes,
this is something which has been there for the last 3 decades.
But yes, but I don't recall, with due regard, I don't recall when Atal Bihari Vajpayee would get up in Parliament, the opposition would not let him speak. That is not true. Even when Manmohan Singh was there, the opposition would listen to him. Now it's become the moment Modi gets up, the opposition immediately targets him. That was not the case certainly with Atal Bihari Vajpayee. But Ratan Sarda is part of the problem that the RSS in particular, the attack on Hindus and Hinduism, as represented by Rahul Gandhi, tried to give a nuanced position. The RSS said, the BJP said it's an attack on all Hindus. Is that what has led to the triggering of this very personal attack today by the Prime Minister on Rahul Gandhi?
Just a small correction. I'm Sharda. I'm not Sarda.
Yes.
I'm not a Marwadi. Okay, fine. Now coming to the debate, see what is India Today did a program on the shadow Prime Minister, Mr. Rahul Gandhi. You did a half-hour program, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
So I expected a new Rahul Gandhi who has a lot of new confidence with 99 seats. What are their worth? Rather than what we saw was a cocky, juvenile kind of approach to the speech. He got all the chance to speak. Nobody disturbed him except pointing out the lies that he spoke. So I remember Rahul Gandhi as a person who spoke too many lies, and that is what was expunged, not what he spoke. So should we keep having a history which is not actually correct? Now coming to the day, there are people are enjoying that. It was not normal heckling of Mr. Modi. It was the he stood up and continuously humming noise, claps, slogans, indecorous, horribly indecent. And Mr. Mukhopadhyay, Nilanjan, says that is a strategy. Is it a strategy to keep on disturbing people, not allowing them to speak, and creating a ruckus in the parliament without even giving a person to speak? If they started shouting half an hour later, I would have understood. If they started the second he stood up, they continuously did the same thing. A juvenile IT cell of the Congress party creates some meme saying Mr. Modi had to put on an earphone. So what do you expect him to do? Rahul Gandhi also wearing a earphone. So this kind of juvenile approach, I'm sorry, that is not the kind of role that is expected of a so-called shadow prime minister. And if you talk of Modi ji, he spoke about his achievement, he spoke about continuity, then he attacked the party because the party had continuously lied about what the government had done, about policies, about Agniveer, etc., etc. So I think only thing I remember out of this debate is continuous humming, noisy sound. I remembered his smirk, sitting like cocky, juvenile guy with people around him standing up.
Okay, so you're saying Rahul Gandhi is juvenile, he's cocky. You've used those adjectives, JB Mathur.
Yes,
there is a sense.
Just listen to me.
No, there is a sense that just as the BJP.
People around him standing. Rajesh, just a moment.
Yes.
People around him were standing and was enjoying the spectacle. Is it right? Could he not stop them? When speaker pulled him up saying, please take control of the people, he was sitting quietly, enjoying the ruckus around him, not asking people to sit down. Is this the role of an opposition leader? I'm afraid this is happening in 2014. Forgive me, this started in 2014. Every session was washed out. Every bill was opposed.
So with due regard, the BJP between 2009 and 14 was no better. They actually allowed entire sessions to get washed out. So let's not go into that. But I want JB Mathur to answer.
Why not get into that?
No, let's see. Because that's the truth. The truth is when the BJP was in the opposition between 2009 and 14, Arun Jaitley said obstruction of parliament is a legitimate parliament tactic. But JB Mathur, having said that, do you concede that the opposition needs to give space to the Prime Minister to speak? Attack him after his speech is over. Why not even listen to him? Why this refusal to listen to the Prime Minister? According to Ratan Sharda, this is a sign of an opposition which is cocky after what happened on June 4th.
No, he said about juvenile. I wish to ask him, is speaking about raising people's voice something juvenile? Is asking about Manipur's juvenile? Is asking about NEET juvenile? Is speaking about the courage juvenile? And you're asking that about the opposition creating ruckus. Let me ask a question back. Today in Rajya Sabha, it was silence on the part of the opposition. Total silence. The floor was fully for the JP Nadda ji. But he couldn't make one sentence, one word on NEET, one word on burning issues, one word on Manipur. So why you're blaming opposition like that? When opposition has given the floor, when opposition has been silent
because you could have waited for his speech to get over and then attacked him on Manipur. But ma'am, you could have waited for his speech to get over and then attacked him on Manipur. But